Hello. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make some mini disc covers and labels. Um, I've re-entered the mini disc thing a couple of months ago, and I started to find ways with modern technology um, to create labels and inserts for jewel cases and everything. And I stumbled upon a great template which did not work very good the moment I got it. So my wife is very into Illustrator, and she optimized the template so I could easily create mini disc covers, mini disc inlays, inserts, however you call them, like these. These are made with Illustrator. Well, this is a Dutch um, inlay, but this is the one that I got the questions about. I showed this one in a Facebook group, and people started asking me how can I make these, especially with the full disc cover. So today I'm going to show you how to create these. I will also share the templates I'm using so you can make it at home yourself. What you need is Illustrator, and well, I'm running it on a Macintosh, a Mac Mini M4. You can also use Windows. It should work the same. I'm not entirely sure because I don't use Windows, but I think it's the same. You need a printer, obviously. I chose to use double-sided photo paper, so it's glossy on both sides. It's only 120 grams per square meter, so it's very thin. It fits in the case very good. It's thin enough so it can hold and the insert and the label that's on the disc. And even if you have a fully covered disc, you can just slide in there and it fits. I've tried it with regular photo paper that was one-sided, glossy on one side, sorry, but that didn't work. It was too thick. It was 220 grams per square meter. It was very thick, so you had to squeeze the disc in, and it would damage the insert and the label very quick. So yeah, I started to look for a different way, and well, this is the kind of paper I'm using. I will also put a link to that paper in the description, so you can, well, try it for yourself if you like. Um, I'm going to show you two ways of making a disc label. That would be the fully covered one. This takes a bit more work to make because the sliding bit that's here, that's covering the disc, that's also a label. And need to find the one, yeah, this one. And I'm going to show you how to create a simpler label on the disc. There's actually two ways of doing this. It's two great websites that are hosting a possibility to create a label. There's two different websites. You can get two different kinds of labels. I like these, but I've been experimenting with these, and well, they're both good in their own way. So I don't really have a preference for this or this. Well, I'm using both. So okay, let's start with making the inlay at first. Okay, so I've loaded the correct template now. This is the template I'm also going to share with you, and that you can use to create your own cover. For this tutorial, I will start with the Guns N' Roses one. So it has the full disc label and obviously the insert. And after that, I will show you how to make these labels. There's two websites that you can use to create these labels. Both have a different way of creating them, but that's also a very good option to use. But we are now starting with the Guns N' Roses one. So we have our template right here, and we start with the front cover. So we're loading the front cover, which I have here with everything already written on it, and we're going to slide that into Illustrator. It's too big, but that doesn't matter for now. I'm going to use the command because I use a Mac. Obviously, with a Windows machine, this is Control, but I will use Command, and if you have Windows, it would be Control. So we're just cutting this one away, so that would be Control X. We're double clicking this image, so you select the image within its container. You do Command or Control on a Windows machine, V, and it replaces the image that was already there, which is too big at the moment. We have the width and the height right over here. I'm only going to change the width into 68 millimeters. As you can see, it's smaller than. You can use the sides right here, or wherever you want. Every corner you can use. You press Shift, and then you can make the image bigger without changing anything to the picture itself. You're just expanding it. Well, it's already in the middle. Nearly. There we have it. You double click outside the template, so it's there. You see there was already some text in there. I'm going to remove that. So then we have our front part is finished right now. If you don't have a template with text already on there, you could use the text option and write your own text if you like. You can change everything. You can change the color. You can change the fonts. You can do whatever you like. But yeah, that's your own choice. I chose to make it this way, but it's all up to you. Now we're gonna have to make the insert, the track list. So there's this one. It's the same image without any text. I'm going to slide that into Illustrator. Again, it's too big. We use Command X to cut it. We double click on the image so it lightens up. Command V to paste it in there. Again, change the size so you can use it and fit it into the image. Use Shift and a corner to make the image a bit bigger. Put it where you want it to. Move the cursor outside of the template, double click it, and it's there. You see there's an image overlay that makes that blurs the actual image a little bit. So if you put text over it, you can read text. I've already put this text in so you can see what is happening. There we go. I'm removing that. I need to find my, I've got a track list. I need to find where that is. I'm not really sure. I think it's here. Yeah, it's right there. We have a track list here. Already created that one. Oh, not that one. Text one. So we have now selected the text field. You can just select it by selecting the number 1. We paste in the track list, but it's a bit messy right now. What I do is remove everything until we reach the numbers. There we go. Well, you get the point. Just cleaning it up a bit. Well, you can select everything. You can make the text a bit bigger. You can change fonts to whatever you like. I'm using Arial Black for this one. And that's a bit messy. We're not using Arial Black for this one. We're using Myriad Pro. So that's the track list. And you can do anything with it. You can align it to the left, align it to the center, align it to the right. It's all to your liking. But for this, my mouse is almost empty. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the text is now already on there. Now you have the title tab and the rear tab. And we want to have text in there. You can just double click it. Guns N' Roses, the essentials. Again with this one, Guns N' Roses, the essentials. The text is in there, but it's obviously blue now. We don't want that with a red insert. What you do is you select that one. You use the I, so the letter I. You can select anywhere in here. You can have it yellow, you can have it red. It's just what you like, or silver from the guns. I chose to make it red so it fits the rest of the cover. Again, you click outside the template, and that's that. Do the same with the rear tab. You select it, you press I, you pick a color, and there you have it. So that's the cover, all in one color. But now we need to add lines here so you know where to cut and to fold the spine. So we select that one again. On the left, you have stroke, brushes, symbols. What you do is use weight. Just click it once. So you have a small line over there. You can do that with that one as well. 0.25. So now you have lines around these tabs, and you know where to cut and you know where to fold. So this line, and this line is a fold line, and obviously the rest around it is to be cut. So that's the cover created. What you do then is you want to print it. You open the print dialog, Command P or Control P on the Windows. You just select quality. I'm using photo paper, so you select photo paper. The quality is high. Press print, and then obviously you press print. We're not going to do that right now because I already have the cover. I don't want to print something I won't use, so we're not using that one. But yeah, when you press print, then you have your cover, and then you can cut it and fold it and put it inside your jewel case. And in the end, it looks like this. Well, I chose to make it white. This one is a bit different, but you will get the idea. It's personal liking. So the titles are on there, and everything is cut and folded. It fits perfectly into a jewel case. That's part one. Next, we're opening this one. So that's the cover of the disc itself. So it's a full disc label. This one is actually quite easy to do. So you will get your, I chose to use this one without text, just the Guns N' Roses label on it. So we're going to use that one. It's the same as we did before. Slide it into Illustrator. There you have it. It's already on there, see? All you now have to do is make the image a bit smaller and slide it on there. I chose to make it fit in the left corner. I think that it looks a bit better like this. You can see the whole tile that's on the logo. There we go. And that's already your full disc cover, your full disc label created. Obviously, you do the same. You press Ctrl P or Command P. Every time you print something, you need to go, as far as I know, to the setup. Make sure that this is not on auto, but on photo paper, quality is high. And then you press print and it will come out. As you can see, I will enlarge it a bit. There's a lot of cutting to be done. You can use scissors to cut these, but you need to cut out that one as well, here in the middle, because this little bit goes on the slider that protects the disc, and obviously the rest is going on the rest of the disc. And once you have printed that and cut it out, it will look like this, and you will have your full disc label and your insert printed, and it all looks nice. Like I said, if you have slide cases, only slide cases, you don't need to use this one. You could use only this one and then put it in here, and it also looks good. So you know exactly what to do, what's on the disc. But like I said before, I prefer to use Jewelcases. So that's the part of creating a Jewelcase inlay and a full disc label. So this is the insert, this is the full disc label. Print it, you will have it this way. Now we are going to make the label. We will leave this because this is the same for everything that you make. You will use the same template, and the only thing you do is change, oh, I'm dropping it, change the track list, the labels, the titles, everything, the colors, whatever you want to change. But you always use this template to create all of these. So we'll leave that one alone right now. We're now going to create the label, and that is actually very simple. I'm going to use the Guns N' Roses one again. We'll leave it with one kind of mini disc, but instead of making the full disc label, we're now going to make a smaller label. So we're going to open your favorite web browser. I'm using Safari, obviously, on a Mac, but it can be any web browser, it doesn't really matter. So we have MiniDisc label generator, that's one website, and we have MD cover designer, that's a different website. Both create MiniDisc labels, both do it in their own way. We're going to do both, so you see both the results. One is this one. It already has a preloaded image there. Doesn't matter, we can change it. We select file, and then obviously we go to the cover that we just made. I'm going to stay with the Guns N' Roses one. So we have Guns N' Roses, The Essentials. You can change the album title if you like. It's already on there, so I would personally not do it this way. But yeah, that was to 2025 right now, so I'm going to put that day in there. So now it has the label and the title. What you can do is just leave these ones blank, and you will have a label without the text on it. Just this. It's what you like. And then you press download label right here, and there you have it. So this is then the label that was created. What I do is I have this, I select the label, I slide it into here, into Illustrator, I put it there, and I print it as one thing instead of just printing this one and then that one. I use one sheet of paper to print it all. So that's one. The other side, MB cover design, has a bit of a different approach to it. There's quite a bit more options. If you have an album that you have recorded from Spotify, you can even get the album data from Spotify if you like. I don't use that. I use Apple Music to record, so this is not a thing I would use. But well, it's everybody to their own liking. What you do is with General, you select Choose File. Again, we use the Guns N' Roses one. It's way too big, I know. But then you have image size options right over here on the right. So the first one is a full size image. The second one is switch to available space. And it fits right in there. And you can use that it only fits from top to bottom or left to right. But this one we're going to use this option that it fits inside the space that's available. The header, you can enable it or disable it. I always keep it enabled because I think it looks nice. You can change the instructions color if you want. That's the text that's on there. I would always keep it the way it is on the side and don't change anything. The footer, you can disable it or you can enable it. It's just what you like. Oh, that's the header. This is the footer. So that has a couple of spaces for information. Again, you can put the title of the disc in there. Well, you get the idea. Title, the band name, and the year it was recorded, in what way it was recorded. You can choose long play. You can select normal play if I'm right. Yeah, SP, mono, LP2, LP4, PCM, high SP. The way you recorded your MiniDisc, you can select that. What you can also do is say I don't want that information, and it's gone. Same goes for the footer. If you don't want that information, it's gone. This is the way I would choose to have my label printed onto the disc. Well, it's not with Chris Stapleton because I use the other website. But there's also a label. I don't have that right here. Anyway, but I would choose to print it this way. When you're done, when you're finished, then you select Save right over here, and then you select Export Design. When you choose Export Design, I will rename it Guns and Roses and press OK. It saves it to your Downloads folder. Again, when you want to use it, you go back to Illustrator. You select your label, slide it into Illustrator. There you have it. And these are both of the labels we just created. Personally, I prefer the first one more because the layout is better. The image doesn't get stretched if you don't want information under it. I think this one is the better one, but obviously if you like this one better, that's also good. When you select them both into Illustrator and you press Command P, you can see that it's not fitting on the paper. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put this one over there, put this one over there, have a look again. So it falls within the dotted line. As you can see right here, there's a dotted line. So now it's okay. Now we can, like I said before, choose the paper, choose the quality, make sure it's set on photo paper and high. And now we print it. It comes out of the printer, you cut it, and you stick it onto the disc. So in the description, links to the files that create the covers, the labels, the full disc labels. in the description, the links. I will also put the links to the websites where you can create these smaller labels on the disc as well. And well, that was my not really professional, but I hope you understand how to create these. And this was my little tutorial about creating these inserts and labels. If you have any questions, please ask them. You can do it in the descriptions. I will try and reply as soon as possible and try to help you with anything. One question I can already answer is no, I don't know how to do it with Photoshop. To be very honest, I didn't even know how to use Illustrator. I didn't use it before I was wanting to create these labels. So I have no idea how the rest of Illustrator works. I'm a complete noob with Illustrator, but I've taught myself this way to create these inserts, and that's all I know about Illustrator. So I don't know how to use it with Photoshop. I think you can create it with Photoshop as well, but okay, that's a different story. I really don't know. So I use, like I use modern technology, which is widely available to create my covers. Yeah, and that's how it's all presented, and I really like it. So like I said, if you have questions creating any of these, don't hesitate to ask anything in the description, and well, hopefully you will have a nice collection with labels and covers and anything that you want to create. Thank you for watching, and happy creating.